This one mistake could cost you $72,000 in retirement. There's a retirement mistake out there that could drain as much as $72,000 from your pocket. And the scary part? Most retirees make it without even realizing it. Before we dive in, I'd love for you to do me a quick favor. Drop your age and the state you live in down in the comments. It helps me see who's planning ahead and lets me shape future videos around the people actually making retirement decisions today. Now, let's get into it. The silent killer, RMDs, taxes, and Medicare. The first mistake sneaks up quietly. It's ignoring how required minimum distributions, RMDs, combine with your tax return and Medicare premiums. Here's what happens. Retirees hit age 73, take their first RMD, and suddenly their taxable income shoots up. That spike can cause up to 85% of Social Security benefits to become taxable. Worse, it can push you into Medicare IRA surcharges, which means your Part B and Part D premiums rise by hundreds of dollars every single month. The IRS did reduce the penalty for missing an RMD from 50% down to 25% and as low as 10% if corrected quickly. But none of that helps if the real issue is that you've allowed your accounts to grow so large that withdrawals get forced on you whether you need them or not. The fix? Start taking controlled withdrawals in your 60s while your tax bracket is lower. Look at partial Roth conversions before you hit RMD age. Once you're 70 and a half, consider qualified charitable distributions, QCDs. These let you meet your RMD obligations without adding to taxable income at all. Handled correctly, you reduce the size of future forced withdrawals, keep Medicare costs stable, and save a small fortune in taxes. Why this matters? Here's the kicker. Social Security taxation thresholds haven't been adjusted since the 1980s. Every year, inflation alone pushes more retirees into taxable territory. And don't forget, Medicare checks your income on a 2-year delay. That means if your income spikes this year, you'll be stuck with higher premiums later. Bottom line, a smart withdrawal plan isn't optional. It's protection for your retirement income. The popular mistake, claiming at 62, the next trap is one a lot of people fall into because it feels safe, claiming Social Security at age 62. I understand the temptation. You've just retired. The markets feel shaky, and that government check looks like a sure thing. But here's the math. Claiming at 62 can cut your monthly check by up to 30% for life compared to waiting until full retirement age. Wait until 70, and the gap is even bigger, around 75% more income compared to claiming early. And here's what many forget, because COLA increases are percentage-based. Starting smaller means you're locking in smaller future raises too. It's not just a smaller check today, it's a smaller check forever. Even worse, many people keep working part-time after claiming. If you earn more than the earnings test limit, $22,320 in 2024, Social Security temporarily withholds $1 for every $2 above the limit until you hit full retirement age. Yes, some of that is recalculated later, but you've still shrunk your growth potential for pennies on the dollar. The smarter play, rely on savings or part-time income first, and hold off on claiming Social Security until as late as possible, especially if you're healthy and expect a long retirement. At age 70, you lock in an 8% per year delayed credit. That's guaranteed, inflation-adjusted income that no stock or bond on the market can match. The survivor benefit trap. Here's another pitfall most couples miss: the survivor benefit. Here's the scenario. One spouse, often the husband, claims early to get something while it lasts. Then he passes away. The surviving spouse only keeps the larger of the two benefits, but because the first claim was early, the survivor is left with a permanently reduced check. That decision can slash income by thousands of dollars every year for the rest of the surviving spouse's life. If you're married, the higher earner waiting until age 70 isn't just smart, it's one of the best insurance policies you can leave behind. The hidden risk, taxes and inflation teaming up. Now we get into the real budget busters, taxes and inflation working together over time. Many retirees assume today's tax brackets will last forever, but current tax law says otherwise. When the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act provisions expire in 2026, rates are scheduled to rise. That's right when baby boomers will be hitting their heaviest RMD years. Add inflation, which boosts both Social Security and pensions, and suddenly you're in a tax bracket you never planned for. I've seen retirees go from paying zero tax on Social Security to having 85% of it taxed within just a few years. And it doesn't stop there. Higher taxable income can eliminate deductions you were counting on, increase Medicare premiums, trigger taxation on capital gains you thought were safe. It's a domino effect. Once your adjusted gross income jumps past certain thresholds, almost every part of retirement gets more expensive. The strategy: don't wait until RMD age to react. The years between retirement and 73 are often called the tax planning window. That's when your income might be lower before Social Security or RMDs begin. Use that time to do partial Roth conversions at lower tax rates. Paying 12% or 22% today is far better than 28% or 33% later if rates rise. You can't control future tax law, but you can control how much of your retirement is vulnerable to it. Don't forget state taxes. This one catches a lot of people moving for better weather. Some states don't tax Social Security at all. Others tax pensions or IRA withdrawals heavily. Move without checking the tax climate, and you could lose 5 figures over your retirement years. Do your homework before changing zip codes. It can save you a fortune. The biggest mistake: underestimating longevity. Finally, the costliest mistake I see over and over: not planning for a long enough retirement. Too many people make plans to age 80 or 85. But medical advances, healthier lifestyles, and plain luck mean millions are now living well into their 90s. Here's the reality: a 65-year-old man has about a 20% chance of living to 90. A 65-year-old woman? Around 33%. For couples, the odds that one spouse reaches 90 are nearly 50%. Running out of money isn't just a theory. It's happening to people who thought they were covered. Here's how it plays out. Spending stays high early in retirement. A market downturn hits a few years and inflation doubles living costs over 2 decades suddenly. A comfortable nest egg feels way too small. Add in long-term care costs. Nursing homes average over $100,000 per year today, and even solid plans can collapse. The solution: build guaranteed lifetime income streams, delay Social Security, lean on pensions, or consider annuities for longevity protection. Use dynamic withdrawal strategies. Cut back slightly after bad market years instead of sticking to the same dollar amount no matter what. Hedge inflation. Use TIPS, Treasury inflation-protected securities, growth investments early in retirement, or downsize housing later to free up equity. Stress test your plan. Assume lower returns, higher inflation, and a longer lifespan. If your plan still works under those conditions, you can sleep at night. I've seen retirees save hundreds of thousands of dollars by catching just one of these mistakes early. Don't be the cautionary tale someone tells years from now. Plan smarter now and live freer later. If you found this helpful, stick around. We cover real retirement strategies here, no fluff. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next video that could save your future self a lot of headaches.